Imagine the emotional exhaustion of dealing with a sibling who has spent 33 years treating your life like a competitive sport. This is the reality for a bride who finally reached her breaking point after her sister, Libby, attempted to turn a sacred wedding reception into a personal stage for her own manufactured drama. For Libby, it wasn't enough to simply be a guest, she had to be the headline. Whether it was announcing a new relationship the exact second the engagement FaceTime started, or smirking through family dinners while hiding a secret pregnancy, Libby lived by one rule: if the light isn't on me, I will set the theater on fire. This isn't just a story about sibling rivalry, it's a chilling case study in main character syndrome and the high cost of maintaining boundaries against a professional one-upper. The psychological weight of the situation is compounded by Libby's history of using her mental health struggles as both a shield and a weapon. When a family member with high conflict personality traits enters a wedding environment, they often view the bride's joy as a personal insult. Libby's behavior escalated from tacky comments about wearing white to the bolt ceremony to the sheer audacity of planning a secret pregnancy announcement at the reception. She even went as far as claiming she would steal the baby name the bride had picked out years prior. When a sibling views your major life milestones as opportunities for theft, they aren't just being difficult, they are engaging in a form of emotional erasure, trying to prove that anything you can do, they can do louder and with more drama. The drama took a dark and manipulative turn when Libby claimed to have a cancer scare, followed by an announcement of a miscarriage just days before the big celebration. While the bride felt a natural sense of empathy, her tribe of best friends and her wedding planner remained suspicious. In the world of toxic family dynamics, the victim trap is a common maneuver. If you cannot be the most celebrated person in the room, you aim to be the most pitied. This creates a no-win situation for the bride. If she expresses relief that the announcement won't happen, she feels like a monster. If she centers the day around her sister's grief, she loses her own wedding. It is a calculated form of psychological warfare designed to ensure that even in her absence, Libby's shadow looms over the champagne toasts. But the entitlement didn't stop with the immediate family. Consider the secondary story of the sister-in-law who tried to hijack a private 60-minute bridal appointment. She didn't just want to watch, she wanted to try on gowns for a vow of renewal and have her mother take photos, effectively splitting the consultant's time and the room's attention. This is the attention thief archetype, someone who views your once-in-a-lifetime moment as a convenient, free resource for their own vanity. They don't respect the sanctity of the event because they don't respect the autonomy of the person the event is for. Whether it's trying on dresses at your fitting or a mother-in-law having a meltdown because a tall sister is paired with the short brother-in-law, the theme is the total disregard for the couple's vision in favor of petty insecurities. We live in a society that often pressures victims to keep the peace for the sake of family. But peace that is bought with your own silence is not peace. It is a hostage situation. You are not a bridezilla for demanding that your wedding reception remains a celebration of your marriage, and you are not an a-hole for implementing security fail-safes to keep a toxic sibling away from the microphone. A wedding is a boundary in itself. It is a declaration of a new family unit that takes priority over the old one. If your sister's presence requires you to hire security or campaign for your own reputation, then the relationship is already bankrupt. Ultimately, the bride's petty victory, announcing her future baby's name during her thank you speech to prevent her sister from stealing it, was a masterclass in defensive strategy. It forced the one-upper to sit in the audience and realize that the narrative was no longer hers to control. Sometimes the only way to deal with the person who refuses to follow social decorum is to move in the shadows, set your fail-safes, and realize that you owe your primary loyalty to your partner and your own sanity. If blood was enough to guarantee respect, these stories wouldn't exist. Since it isn't, the only real solution is to go no contact and walk into your new chapter with the favorite human who actually wants to see you shine.